Welcome to Add It Up, the podcast that makes ad tech make sense, even if you've never worked in advertising a day in your life. In this series, we take complex stuff and we break it down into simple, everyday language. Because in an industry full of acronyms and jargon, it shouldn't be this hard to understand what's really going on. I'm ksanford from MediaOcean, and whether you're brushing up, just learning something new, or honestly just curious, I'm glad you're here. Hi everyone, and welcome back to Add It Up. So, ad tech is notorious for its overuse of acronyms. So, consider this episode a sort of mini dictionary, covering off on some of the top ones you'll likely come across, with the hopes that maybe this can kind of demystify some of the emails or the meetings or the calls where you're hearing them all the time. Due to the sheer amount of acronyms in ad tech, we're going to just focus on two areas for today: creative and measurement. And then we're going to dive into more, of course, in later episodes. Just as a warning, this episode is going to be a lot. So it might be a good chance to take some notes, or honestly, you might want to peek at the video on Spotify or YouTube just to keep things straight as you go through them. Okay, so let's dive in. Our first group is related to ad creative and its channels. So first up is DCO, which means Dynamic Creative Optimization. And it refers to the strategy by which advertisers use data about consumers to personalize ads for them. So this includes updating elements like images, copy, sizing, the number of products displayed, the calls to action. All of them are getting updated in real time based on various signals. So next, we mentioned that call to action. This is CTA. You'll see this a lot for the call to action. And it stands for the prompt that encourages users to take a specific action. So you'll see this a lot on ads, right? It's the button that looks like shop now or learn more. Next is SSAI. This stands for server-side ad insertion. It's a technology used in streaming that essentially stitches advertisements directly into the main content stream before the video reaches your screen. So it means that you don't have to wait for the ad to load because it's already stitched in. Next, DOOH. This stands for Digital Out of Home, and it's what it sounds like. It's those digital ads that you'll see when you're out and about, like, for example, the digital billboards on buildings or in subway stations. Next, CTV. This means Connected TV, which is just any TV that can connect to the internet to stream content. Additionally, you'll sometimes hear OTT, which means over the top, and that is the delivery method that they use to get ads to Connected TV. Next is VAST, or VAST. This stands for Video Ad Serving Template and is a format that's used to standardize video ads so they can play across different publishers without anyone having to worry about different code or different settings for playing video on different sites. Next are some common measurement acronyms. So first up is CTR. This stands for click-through rate, and it refers to how many people click on an ad. It's used to gauge how successful it was. So for example, for every 10 impressions, or 10 times it showed up on a screen, if it gets one click, the ad has a 10% CTR. Next, KPI. This means Key Performance Indicator. This refers to any measurable goal applied to a campaign to track its performance. So you can choose what your KPIs are. Maybe their CTR, your click-through rate, or maybe their number of purchases. It's all up to the brand and whatever their goal is. Next, ROAS, or ROAS. This stands for Return on Ad Spend, and it answers the question, for every dollar I spend on advertising, how much am I getting back? As an example, if you spend $1 on ads and make $5 in revenue, your ROAS would be 5 to 1. ROI. Similarly, ROI means return on investment and is similar, but instead determines how much money you made in relation to total investment in a campaign, not just the ad spend. So it could include non-working media budget too. And Non-working media budget is the money you used to get the ad up. So not the money that you're spending on the actual ad while it's running. This is things like the money that goes into the software you use to get it live, the agency fees, the cost for production, things like that. Next is MTA, multi-touch attribution. So this refers to a common system that's used for attributing a certain touch point to a conversion. So what does that mean? An example. Let's say you show 3 ads for a product, and someone clicks on the last one to buy a pair of shoes. This system gives credit to each of those ads that you showed to the person in the process of getting them to ultimately buy those shoes. Sometimes you'll also hear about last touch attribution, and that's a system where only that last ad got the credit. Okay, so to try to keep your brain from going crazy and mixing up acronyms even more, we're going to keep it short and sweet and wrap it up here. But definitely stay tuned for more in this series. As I'm sure you already know, there are plenty more acronyms to cover. But thanks for listening. Of course, as always, be sure to subscribe. And if you have any questions or any other topics you'd like to hear, please reach out at ksanford@mediaocean.com. See you next time.
You're listening to the Media Ocean Podcast Network. For more of our shows, visit www.mediaocean.com/podcasts.